Today, we're diving into the heart of the classroom experience just one day after the new school year has officially begun. Whether you're a seasoned educator or just stepping into your first year of teaching, that first day always brings a mix of excitement, nerves, and a whole lot of last-minute adjustments. And who better to unpack all of that with other than the ones who have lived it? Joining me today are some teachers from Prince George's County Public Schools, along with a school psychologist who've generously carved out their time to share their fresh impressions, hopes for the school year, and the current climate of public school education. So let's jump right in. Welcome to the roundtable. We have Dr. Donna Christie, who serves as the president of the Prince George's County Educators Association. Next, we have Deidre Rose Lazard, a fifth grade science teacher at Judge Sylvania Wood Elementary School, and Kara Robinson, a sixth grade math teacher at Drew Freeman Middle School. Thank you all so much for joining us. So the goal today is just to have an open conversation about the current climate of public school education. So let's talk a little bit about the teacher shortage. It's ongoing, it's on everybody's mind, but currently there are about 112.2 vacant positions for classroom educators currently in the county. And this is your fifth year teaching. So have you ever thought about going to a neighboring county just to increase your pay, or just leaving the profession altogether?
Security video from Strawbridge School in Baltimore County shows Crystal Spratlin's autistic son having an encounter with staff after it appears one of them threw his lunch into the hallway. You can then see him limping. His family claims a staff member broke his leg after being restrained. The video has been edited and does not have sound. Spratlin's son, referred to as A in the lawsuit, was sent to Strawbridge by Frederick County Public Schools and other children who have autism and other special needs that require a specialized school setting.
We represent parents in regards to that right under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. Anytime there's a use of restraint or seclusion and that impacts the student's access to a free, appropriate public education, then we want to look at, is there a mechanism to remedy that harm? And that is within a filing for a due process hearing under that act.
Ashley Van Cleef, one of the attorneys for Spratlin, says she's now filing a personal injury lawsuit and a due process claim against FCPS and the Strawbridge School.
Whenever you think about students who have had to miss school due to a restraint or have had to miss educational services, then we call those compensatory educational services that help make up for that they missed. There's nothing worse than having a child who cannot communicate, that you send to school every single day and comes home with a bruise and you can't find out what happened.
In an email sent to DC News Now, the Frederick County Public School System chose not to respond to the allegations, writing, quote, "We don't comment on legal matters." A court date has not yet been set. Reporting in Frederick County, Maryland, Mikayla Newton, DC News Now. With more than 130,000 students, Prince George's County Public Schools is one of the largest school districts in the state. And as students get ready to return to classrooms, Interim Superintendent Dr. Sean Joseph says preparation has been underway.
Yeah, we're excited to have 132,000 students coming back into our doors.
With no new changes in policies, this school year comes with new opportunities and challenges. So currently the Trump administration is really ramping up, enforcement action. How is the district going to be handling that and preparing for that this school year?
If we were ever to be encountered with, ICE and so forth, all of our principals understand our protocols. We follow Maryland law, and so we'd make sure the principals would communicate, to our office, and we'd get our legal team connected and make sure they have all the proper procedures and paperwork in place, and we just follow the law.
The district is continuing to combat an ongoing teacher shortage. Right now, PGCPS has approximately 560 vacancies.
It's been hard finding teachers nationally for some time. We're at a 93% fill rate.
And PGCPS is launching a new app to provide real-time school bus updates and trip notifications, addressing frustrations parents had with last year's app. With just days before the bell rings, the interim superintendent says the goal remains simple.
Make special education and support for our multilingual learners a priority in this district. We also have to continue to improve reading and mathematics scores. We need to address truancy. And we also need to focus on operational efficiency, effectiveness, and culture. So those are some of the things that we're locking in on. And of course, making sure that our families feel welcomed.
It's a juggling act.
Albert Whittington has been working as a bus driver for about 9 years.
It's only a few of us, so we're doing extra work just to try to meet the demand.
Currently, there are 1,000 routes and only about 850 active school bus drivers. The school district is looking to hire more. With an ongoing bus driver shortage and a previously lagging Stop Finder app, PGCPS is working to improve transportation efforts this upcoming school year. With the launch of the Chipmunk app, they hope it will make it easier for parents to track their children when they are getting to and from school.
With over 85,000 students that ride PGCPS school buses, the school district says that they are asking for patience from parents and say that there will be delays as they roll out this new app.
This is how the app works. Download the Chipmunk app. The student's information is put into the system. Parents can then track their students' bus routes, get important alerts on delays, and estimated arrival times. But the rollout won't be that quick and easy. Sharasker Coleman, Chief Operating Officer for PGCPS, says it will take some time.
This rollout will begin with our special education dedicated routes, and that transition will move from 2 or 3 of our bus lots to the next 2 or 3 bus lots the following week, beginning the first week of September and transitioning all the way through the Halloween week of the end of October.
At the school level, they have those different options to prepare kids for the PM dismissal every day until they get into the routine.
All students are expected to be in the system by the end of January.
Welcome to Classroom Close-Up, your go-to source for the top stories shaping Prince George's County and Maryland education. I'm Mikayla Newton, bringing you the latest updates on everything from local education news to statewide developments. So another winter day, another 2-hour delay. Most schools in the Metro DC area opened up on a 2-hour delay due to low temperatures. As of right now, there hasn't been any changes to the winter weather makeup plan, but we will keep you updated. If you need more information, you can find that information on PGCPS. And have you seen it? Immigration resources are posted on PGCPS's website. With President Trump beginning a sweeping crackdown on immigration, Superintendent House posted a letter and video to the website addressing concerns.
PGCPS is a community rooted in diversity and inclusion, and together we represent more than 150 countries and languages from all over the world. We are here to support you, not just today, but in the weeks to come and even the months ahead. We will continue to share information and resources to ensure every family in our community really is informed and empowered.
And yesterday, Governor Wes Moore visited Frederick County, the fastest growing county in the state, to address the fiscal year 2026 budget proposal and investment in school construction. Although it's unclear how the budget might affect overcrowding in Prince George's, the governor is putting in $33.4 million into school construction in Prince George's through IAC in the capital budget. In a statement, the governor said, quote, "A world-class education system is the foundation on which we build everything else. That's why our administration is committed to investing in our young people and ensuring that our schools have the capacity needed to deliver on our promise." And finally, the Moore administration has proposed the Excellence in Maryland Public Schools Act to help ease the impact of budget cuts on education. The plan would create grants for districts to improve collaborative time for teachers and address vacancies. This comes amid a projected $3 billion budget gap for fiscal 2026, with some parts of the blueprint for Maryland's future at risk of cuts. Governor Moore hopes the legislation will soften the blow, especially after a recent recommendation to pause the expansion of collaborative time. The blueprint aims to shift teachers' time from 80% in the classroom to 60% in the classroom and 40% in collaborative time within the next 8 years. So stay with us as we dive into the day's biggest headlines in education, keeping you informed and ahead of the curve. Welcome to Classroom Close-Up, your go-to source for the top stories shaping Prince George's County and Maryland education. I'm Mikayla Newton, bringing you the latest updates on everything from local education news to statewide developments. Today, the Maryland State Board of Education and the Accountability and Implementation Board held a joint meeting. Here's some key takeaways.
Reports of possible budget cuts from the state continue to raise concerns for the public and local advocacy groups.
Children in Maryland deserve the best. We know how history repeats itself and how we often cut education in times of crisis. And that's not this year, that's not the next 5 years, that's not the next 10 years, that's not in our plan as advocates.
Meanwhile, when addressing possible changes to the blueprint as well as key takeaways from the meeting, Isaiah Leggett, the chair for the AIB, had this to say.
Much of what we've seen and heard in the press is related to changes in the blueprint have not materialized to us, and we have not made massive changes at this point in time. Then fourthly, I think that we've made some substantive changes as it relates to pre-K and having a better explanation of the teacher shortages, changes we need to make going forward.
And President Trump's recent executive order to pause federal grants and loans. As of right now, the board says they are unsure of what that means for other education programs. Meanwhile, the Maryland State Department of Education is preparing educators for possible school immigration raids. MSDE sent guidance to local school districts Thursday clarifying that student data is largely confidential under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act and state code. Now, if an immigration officer shows up at a school, the guidance says staff should immediately contact their local superintendent and school district attorney while cooperating with authorities.
This policy that sought to ensure that immigrants were welcome within our communities is now overturned, and Trump is using our public spaces, even our sacred places of worship, as places where individuals now fear that they might get deported, that ICE might come in and raid and deport them.
And calling all book lovers, USA Today is launching their Winter Book Challenge. The challenge runs until March 21st, but what's in it for you? Anyone who participates and submits a bingo card will be entered into a $100 gift card giveaway. So visit USA Today's website for more information on how to enter. You must be 18 or over to enter. And PGCPS looks like they had a successful Stuff a Trunk event where hundreds of new books were distributed to teachers to build classroom libraries.
We were so excited just to come and get books to fill our classroom library, and it is a buffet. There are a ton of books. It's extremely hard right now to get students to read any book, so I try and have as many possible for them to take.
And stay with us as we dive into today's biggest headlines in education, keeping you informed and ahead of the curve.